Hello and welcome everyone. Good to have you on this information session for the John Cutton Quantum Growth Program that we're launching. We've done this program a couple of times here in 2022. It went so great that people want more and they want it to be kind of an ongoing, continuous thing. So we'll go through the details of it, how it works as we go. I'll keep an eye in the chat box. So go ahead and type in anything there, or just speak up and let us know if you have any questions. But I really have to say that this is probably one of the best programs I've seen in the whole financial industry. The people that have gone through it have really commented and said the same things. We were doing the program in 6-month increments, and everyone that was in it said, hey, we want to continue. We want this to be an ongoing thing. So we're going to make it easy to get in and to keep going. If you want to jump out, no problem, but we're going to make it easy to just keep going, keep getting value from this, and made it a lot lower price as well, which we'll cover here. But just to get the insights from a Barron's Hall of Fame advisor, the #1 producer we have in Ameriprise, it's really been insightful. And I would say that the way that John Cutton thinks has really, I think, been one of the most interesting parts of the program. So I think a lot of you know who John is, being a top producer, but we've got a quick slide with his info here. He's been around a long time. It's funny, I started in the same office as John, and he was probably a couple years in the business. And I remember when he got his first CPA relationship, and it's been so neat to see him build this massive business to really, at this point, built it to around 50 million in revenue. It's pretty significant business, not just in Ameriprise, but in the just financial industry in general, which is why he's at Barron's top 100 advisor, pretty hard to achieve. And as you achieve that a bunch of times, he's achieved the Hall of Fame in Barron's, which is pretty cool. But John's really become an entrepreneur. It's been 12 years since John's been in a client meeting. So that's really what you're going to get, is just the progressions of how to build this business, how to leverage other advisors, how to have a profit margin as you leverage other advisors, and how to handle all the growth things that come about. Every possible growth method we're going to cover, how to do more with clients that you have, how to get new clients in. He'll pull the curtain back on his many CPA relationships, how he built those, what he says to them, how he keeps them going. And of course, mergers and acquisitions, other advisors joining, acquiring, how he thinks about those. The deals, the structure of those deals. So all these different little things are going to be big, but John's really been a pioneer in a lot of these areas, which really helps. I think a lot of you know me. Those of you don't, I started as an advisor in '99 and started up in New York. My wife's brother was on a baseball scholarship here in North Carolina where we live. We fell in love with it and moved here in 2004. And when I moved, it sort of launched the coaching consulting that I do. A lot of advisors around here asked, what are all those advisors in New York doing? How do they write so much business? So I showed them. I grew really fast. It took me about 1.5 years to rebuild when it took me 5 years to build in New York. So a bunch of advisors came to me and said, whoa, how did you pick up clients so quickly? So I showed them. And it just sort of spread around the country, helping advisors grow. And as I listened to their needs, I really evolved what I offer, as well as our team offers, for just all the aspects of this business. How to do more with clients, how to get new clients is a clear fundamental, but how to handle these mergers and acquisitions, how do you bring in other advisors, how do you comp them? All this stuff is really what our team of coaches at Extraordinary Financial Advisor has come to offer. We're part of the Dynamic Directions, but we're our own kind of a brand of Dynamic Directions. We affiliate with them. We do a big event every year with them, but we've got our own team of coaches that signifies our own brand. Just a little bit more on the topics here. This is really what John Cutton and I have organized for these topics. And really, I just play facilitator. I'll add some, I have a lot of Cutton's information, just working with him in his practice. Some of that he wants to share. So I'm going to be organizing some of that info and sharing it. I play just kind of radio host in there, but it's really, you're getting direct from John Cutton, his insights. These have been the most popular topics that advisors have been asking about and wanting to learn about. So we really organized throughout the year to hit some of these big topics. So capacity is such a big one. How can you do more? And what's the ceiling for you as an individual, as an owner? What's the ceiling for the advisors on your team, for the staff on your team? And how can you build your organization to grow? How can you build it to scale? So there's a lot of ideas of how to scale, how to handle just internally what you have. And if you grow to John's scale, how do you handle that second site? How do you handle a third site as you grow? So we'll get into those things, just some industry average numbers, what Cutton has seen for what's possible for an advisor on the team, just so you know what's the metrics, how can you grow. So he said the CPA alliances, John's going to show you everything that he's done there. It's really easy to implement stuff that a lot of advisors don't do. Some really good ideas, though, that could lead to more than CPA alliances there that we'll get into. AFAs is such a big topic. It ties into capacity, but we get into everything AFAs. What kind you should be hiring, adding to your team. How do you find them? How do you compensate them? And then, of course, leadership is a big deal. And so for a lot of you, as you get out of working with clients, a lot of you are the only one that works with clients in the practice. As you grow, there's going to be a point you have to graduate from that, and then your clients will be your advisors, and you'll be leading them and helping them do the work with clients, because there's only so much time in a week. There's only so much you can do, and there becomes a point in this business you need others. And then how can you get better at helping the others, the other advisors in this case, doing more with clients? So it's a big topic, and actually a theme that will come up throughout here, which will be interesting. Mergers and acquisitions, everything. Joe's going to talk to you how he thinks about them, how he finds them, how he negotiates them, what the heck he does when he lands them. We're going to talk about lending, financing options, pros and cons of a lot of those, everything you'd ever need to know about bringing an advisor in from another firm, existing advisor joining your team, acquiring somebody in a partial acquisition, full acquisition, it's a sell and stay kind of situation. All the above. We're going to cover all those things and answer your questions. With opportunities with clients, there's a lot we can do. We're going to talk about their process, how they service clients, what the client service experience is. They've actually got some really great service elements, especially for such a big practice they deploy. It's really valuable stuff to hear, and also how they go after new business and how they align the advisor incentives to help them go after new business. And then another popular topic is just what's in the marketing department. What are they doing at a firm level? What do they help the advisors do at their level? What are the methods that are working there? But also it ties back into leadership. Leadership is a big deal, and this will be woven into a lot of these different topics. Is how do you lead somebody else to succeed? What's the methods, whether it's situational leadership or what's other things that you can do to help people get better and execute better? So as this business becomes not about you, but about other advisors, it's a different game. And a lot of us weren't trained on how to do some of these things. So John's going to tell you the good and bad on all these of the mistakes he made, the potholes to avoid, the shortcuts to take that will get you to the next place faster. And I think that's what's so great, that somebody that's gone the furthest in this business of anyone in the Ameriprise system and has that knowledge to share of this is what the path was like. Here's the potholes I hit that you can avoid. But also, if I were to do it again, here's a shortcut to get there quicker. He'll share all those things around all these different elements. So it's a lot. It's really designed to go through the entire year in these sessions. So the sessions are an hour a month. It's not too big of a commitment. We were doing 90-minute ones in 2022. It was almost too much. It was like, just almost verging on drinking from a fire hose. So we found 60 minutes for a session is kind of the ideal length of time to get a lot of info, to get that thinking that I'm talking about. And really in these, if you just get one nugget of information that you're thinking differently on that you can go and implement in your practice, just to have that hour a month to get out of the business, to learn, to think about things a little bit differently, get back in your business between, month to month between the sessions to make some of these adjustments, implement some of these things. It's really what it's designed for. And then throughout the year, making some small shifts over time to really get more and more of these really top practice insights implemented into your practice is really the design. And it's an ongoing program. And as John Cutton will talk about, as you grow and you evolve, you really face new sets of problems. So the issues in your business today, you'll solve those and you move past them, and you'll have new issues that you didn't even know about are going to be at the next phase, and ongoing. Every extra million you do in production, every time you double your business, there's a whole new set of problems there, which are great problems to have. They're growth problems, but to be able to solve those is going to be important. And so the purpose of this being ongoing is, a lot of people have said, hey, I did some of these things, I grew, oh my gosh, now these new sets of problems. So I wasn't ready to hear those things that you talked about, but now I am, and I need help with those things. So that's really the ongoing purpose of just making this a regular monthly interaction for you to ask questions. And so the format's very much, I'd say about 10 minutes. John Cutton will have his insights on some of the, the planned topics, just to give the session some direction. He'll give you, hey, here's the good, bad, and ugly on this. Here's what I learned. Here's how I think about it. And then it's really an opportunity for you to ask questions directly. Say, hey, John Cutton, like, how would you do this? Or, hey, here's my situation. How would you handle that? He'll tell you everything and guide you as we go in there. So it is small groups that will be part of this. We do have some tiers, which we'll show here in a second, that there'll be advisors with similar issues going on. So we find that the questions that one person asks, it really applies to everybody. So you'll get a lot out of what other people ask, and John Cutton's answers to the questions to get you there, which is really tremendous. And like I said, all the resources and examples from John Cutton's practice, those are all included in the program. So here's the three tiers and the low monthly pricing for each of these. We've really segmented this by production. So those doing 5 million production and above, they've got just different sets of problems than other size producers. So they're going to be a group on their own. The 1.5 million to 5 million is kind of the typical people that are listening, that'll be involved in these programs. That's probably one of the biggest opportunities there to grow. It's kind of a elite growth forum advisor in Ameriprise terms, not quite the CAC level, quantum level advisor, but a lot of things to work on and implement in that tier to get to the over 500,000 tier. So, and there's the pricing there right in the middle for each tier. Of course, people that we work with get a little bit of a discount on there. And of course, the under 1.5 million producers. Look, if you're close, I mean, we can pop you in the $1.5 million producer neighborhood, or that group. The under 1.5, it's just a different set of things. I think a lot of what we talk about of leveraging other advisors may not be as relevant to someone of that size. So we've got kind of a starter warm-up program there. And once you implement some of the basics, we'll get you up to that tier 2 program to work on that 1.5 to $5 million producer items to help you get to the next level. And of course, help you get to that $5 million level. So so great question, Ivy. So this is all this is all a group program. You'll be in a group with John Cutton at this pricing. Cutton doesn't do individual coaching like my team and I do. That's all that we do full time. So we do have some add-ons. If you did want some individual help to implement some of these things, we could explore that. But this is just to be part of the here. So group program is to be in the John Cutton program. Clients of mine and our coaches of extraordinary financial advisors, that's what that client pricing is on the right. So good clarifying question there, Ivy. Any other questions, go ahead and pose or just speak up if you like. I'll just give a couple more insights. and we could leave it open here at the end. And we won't take the full time. We just wanted to hit some of the highlights in here. But in between sessions, you can also submit some questions. We've even handled just some answers quickly in between sessions that have helped. Cutton's great. He's willing to do that. Usually they go through me and my team, and I kind of organize them and funnel them. We could get you some answers either before the next session, or what we'll do is we'll cover them in the following session. Has worked really well here. So it's not just, there'll be a lot in each 60-minute session that we do, but you have a little bit of access in between. And I always recommend too, there's some great people that you'll be in the group with. I mean, you can collaborate with them, ask questions with them, but you'll have a lifeline. You'll have some resources in between sessions you can certainly ask. So XFA is we've really had our own group of coaches and advisors that we work with all along with D2. I mean, we really just do one big event together is really all that we do. So D2 is very much synonymous with Travis Cheney, and Extraordinary Financial Advisors is just our coaching group that's very synonymous with our group of coaches that we work with. So we'll still do that annual event together, but it's just our coaching brand that's launching here in January. So you start to see some social media announcements and some things coming out about that. But we're just another Ameriprise approved coaching group on the platform that's mostly the great people that I get to work with. So any other questions on here? You can go ahead and pop up or just speak up. If there's any we didn't get to, you can always email me, either the Ameriprise system or my coach consulting email. Either one is just fine. But any other questions about the program? I think we laid out a lot, though. It's really, I'm telling you, it's one of the best programs that's out there. Cutton wants to reef the pricing into the future, and I said, hey, let's make it low. Let's get more people in to give away more value here. So this is really going to be a limited time thing that we're going to let people in here. So get in and get as much as you can out of the program. To get started there, that might be a good Meredith question. I think that's all on our website. If you go to xfa.coach, I think there's a landing page for this program and you can sign up there. Is that correct, Meredith?
That is correct. I can also I'll drop the link in the chat right now for the web.
Awesome. So yeah, it's easy. You can sign up there, put in, it'll just be a monthly credit card charge. It'd be very simple and should be really, really straightforward. But it'll get kicked off. I want to say I think it's the third week in January, I think is when the first session is going to be. So we have a little over a month until that first session starts. But if you're signed up, we'll start, feeding you with some stuff before we get officially launched and get you prepared. And really, we've got sessions planned on Cutton's calendar for the whole year of 2023. So we'll get those dates out to you as soon as you're signed up and get all of them on the calendar there. So great job, Meredith. Thanks for popping that on there, and easy sign up online. And like I said, if you're really close to like the 1.5 million in production, just say that you're in tier 2 and go in there. What's your thoughts there, Meredith? Does it matter what number goes in, or is that more for like the credit card form?
I don't think it matters. Probably just whatever you prefer if we needed to follow up with something immediately.
Cool. We won't be pestering you over the phone, Ivy, but if there's a quick question or something, wherever it's easy to contact you, should be it. I think usually it's mostly over email, though, that we send follow-ups. We send some of the tools and resources. And we've also got a website, too, that's got all the resources organized that you'll be able to log into and get whatever you want when you need it. But we'll send out regular emails before and after these sessions with some of those tools as well. So thanks for everyone for being on. Like I said, if you have any questions, just shoot me an email. But we look forward to having you in here and look forward to giving you tons of value at a really low rate. So everyone have a great day, great rest of the Tuesday, and have awesome holidays. We'll talk to you soon.